All right, guys, so I've had several people asking about the differences in hypertonic, hypotonic, and isotonic solutions. And it's a lot easier to just explain and draw on the board than it is to try to put it in an email. So I'm going to try to go through that real quick right now. Usually I have y'all propped up and doing this. Today, my husband's going to video me, and he teaches biochem. So if he chimes in, listen to his voice too. So I'm going to start off with explaining concentration gradient. So okay, and you're looking at that and you're thinking, why are you putting brackets and arrows and explain? So, just with the way that things work, a concentration gradient means that things move from an area of high concentration to low concentration. And when you see brackets like that, that's just a shorthand for concentration. Because my board is so small, I'm going to use the shorthand. So, things move from an area of high concentration to low concentration with no help. It just does it. So think of like a crowded room. You're going to want to get out of the crowded room and go to the less crowded room. You're going to move yourself from the high volume to the low volume. So water does the same thing. So it flows from an area of high concentration of water to low concentration of water. The problem is you can't really measure the concentration of water without measuring the concentration of what's in the water. So a low concentration of solute means a high concentration of water. So it's not opposite, but it feels opposite because you're not measuring the water. You're measuring the solute in the water. So technically a high concentration of water is a low concentration of solute. So, with that being said, I'm going to draw hypertonic, hypotonic, and isotonic so you can see. And I'm going to try to color code those so that it makes sense for you and you can kind of tell the difference. So, and I've got these three little magnets that are going to represent the cell that goes into the solution, and I'm going to draw the cell after it's been in the solution. So, all right, so there's your cell. It goes into a hypotonic solution, which means there's more water outside the cell than there is inside the cell. So you're going high to low. So that water from outside the cell is going to rush into the cell to try to equal out, because you want equal concentration of water inside and outside to have equilibrium. So when that water goes inside that cell is going to swell to help the concentration be the same inside and outside. So think about it this way. Hypotonic has an O in the middle. So it swells like an O. It looks like an O when it's done. All right? Don't fall. Next, we have hypertonic. So the cell goes down in there. So there's less water concentration on the outside of the cell than the inside of the cell. So the water from inside the cell is going to come out to try to create an equilibrium, and that cell is going to shrink and get skinny, right? To make an equal concentration of water inside and outside the cell. So hyperactive get skinny. Hyperactive people tend to run, tend to go be doing stuff, and they're usually skinnier. Not always, but most of the time. So hyper shrinks. Hypo swells. Think of a hippo here. And if you're hyper and you're going and you're moving and you lose weight, right? Makes sense? So I'm gonna hold off before erasing this and let y'all like pause the video and draw it or something before I do the isotonic. Because I might have room. Hold on. Yeah, I have room. Isotonic. So then you've got so it goes into the isotonic solution. The thing with isotonic is it's already got the same concentration on the outside and the inside, so it stays the same. Bloop. Makes sense? So if you have a hypotonic solution, the cell's going to swell because the water concentration on the outside is higher than the water concentration on the inside. So when it goes in to a higher concentration of water, it swells. Hypertonic, the cell goes into a lower water concentration solution. So that cell shrinks because the water goes out of the cell to try to equalize everything. Isotonic, put it in, nothing happens because the concentration's the same. All right, hopefully that makes sense. If not, shoot me an email or Canvas message or whatever, and I will try my best to clear up any confusion. All right, thank you.